Sweden, a country celebrated for its calm, rational approach to everything, suddenly making a move in military aviation that defies all expectations and leaves the world's experts scratching their heads. On June 25, 2025, Sweden made headlines by announcing it would build brand new Gripen E fighter jets entirely from scratch. No shortcuts, no salvaging parts from older jets, just a clean slate and a bold vision for the future. This wasn't just a budget-busting move, it was a complete reversal of a decade of careful, methodical planning. For years, every krona had been counted, every resource stretched to its limit. The defense world, used to slow, predictable procurement cycles and cautious upgrades, was absolutely stunned. Analysts and military insiders alike were left reeling, trying to make sense of Sweden's sudden change of course. Sweden, a nation more famous for flat-pack furniture and a knack for avoiding drama, had just torn up the rulebook. They'd swapped out their usual playbook for something far more daring. Instead of stripping their older Gripen CD jets for parts, as everyone expected, Sweden decided to keep those jets fully operational and build an entirely new fleet alongside them. For years the plan had been to reuse engines, landing gear, and other components from the older planes, a classic make-do approach that fit Sweden's reputation for efficiency and thrift. But the world changed. With shifting borders, rising tensions, and new threats emerging, Sweden realized that having extra, fully functional jets wasn't just a luxury. It was a strategic necessity for national security. So they found $275 million, no small sum, and told Saab to get building. The message was clear. Sweden was ready to invest in its future, and the global defense community was left gobsmacked by the audacity of the move. The result? Sweden will soon field a state-of-the-art air force boasting 60 advanced Gripen E jets, all without weakening its existing fleet. It's a leap forward that few saw coming. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a full-blown expansion, and it's sent shockwaves through the global defense industry. Other nations are now scrambling to understand how Sweden pulled it off. The move has inspired a new sense of pride and excitement within Sweden's military and aerospace sectors, showing what's possible when a nation dares to think differently. The Swedes have just played a blinder, proving that sometimes the impossible is just the beginning. To grasp the scale of Sweden's decision, rewind to 2013. Back then, recycling parts from old Gripens to build new ones was the sensible, cost-saving plan. But after 2022, Europe's security climate changed overnight. Suddenly, dismantling your air force to build a new one looked reckless. Sweden's government realized they needed more jets, not just better ones. Cannibalizing the CD fleet would have left a dangerous gap in air power, so they flipped the planned full-scale production of new jets. No more risky transplants. This pivot keeps Sweden's air power uninterrupted and even stronger. It's a bold investment, trading savings for strategic certainty. In today's world, you can't afford to have your guard down, not even for a moment. Sweden's move is a lesson in foresight that bigger nations could learn from. It's a grown-up decision for a very grown-up world. Here's the genius. By building new Gripen Es, Sweden keeps its older CD fleet intact and fully operational. These aren't museum pieces, they're still formidable jets, now surplus to requirements. This opens the door to donating them to Ukraine, a move that's got military analysts buzzing. Most countries hesitate to give away active-duty jets, but Sweden can now help Ukraine without weakening its own defenses. It's a geopolitical masterstroke, giving Sweden flexibility to support allies and boost its influence. The Gripen CD is perfect for Ukraine, easy to maintain, able to operate from rough airstrips, and cheap to run. As Sweden gets 60 new Es, a fleet of battle-hardened veterans is freed up. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a strategic realignment. Sweden modernizes its air force, strengthens security, and gains a powerful tool of foreign policy. Sometimes, the most powerful weapon is a really clever plan. So, what's the fuss about the Gripen E? Why do aviation experts and air forces around the world keep talking about this Swedish marvel? Let's break down what makes the Gripen E not just another fighter jet, but a true game-changer in modern aerial warfare. It's a 4.5 generation multi-role fighter packed with cutting-edge tech, blending the best of old-school reliability with the latest digital wizardry. The cockpit is a pilot's dream, with a panoramic touchscreen display, advanced HUD, and intuitive controls that make flying and fighting feel almost effortless. Powered by a General Electric F414G engine, it hits Mach 2 and is famously agile. This engine isn't just about raw speed, it's about delivering consistent, reliable thrust in the harshest conditions, giving pilots the confidence to push the limits in combat or training. But the real magic is in its brain. The Raven E-05 AESA radar, a technological leap that gives the Gripen E a massive edge in situational awareness. This radar can track multiple targets at once, jam enemy signals, and even detect threats from well beyond visual range. It's like having a sixth sense in the sky, letting pilots see and react before the enemy even knows they're there. It's like having the eyes of a hawk, chameleon, and fly, all at once. The pilot can scan, lock, and engage targets in a blink, adapting instantly to changing threats. The Gripen E's operational flexibility is legendary. Unlike many jets that need pristine runways and huge support crews, the Gripen thrives in the real world, on highways, rural roads, and even makeshift airstrips. It can take off from a 500-meter road and land in just 600 meters, opening up a world of tactical options for commanders. Needing only a small team for refueling and rearming, the Gripen can be turned around and sent back into the fight in under 10 minutes. No massive logistics tail required. This rugged self-sufficiency is a game-changer, especially for countries with limited infrastructure or those facing unpredictable battlefields. It can operate from damaged or improvised airstrips, keeping the enemy guessing and the mission going even when the odds are stacked. And then there's cost, about $4,700 per flight hour, compared to the F-35's 10 times that. For air forces on a budget, that's a huge deal. It's the Ford Fiesta of fighter jets. Fast, smart, tough, and cheap to run. You get world-class performance without breaking the bank. Compatible with a wide range of weapons from air-to-air missiles to precision-guided bombs, the Gripen E can be tailored for any mission: air superiority, ground attack, or reconnaissance. It delivers serious bang for the buck, giving smaller air forces the firepower to punch above their weight. The Gripen is designed for real-world war, not just air shows. It's built to survive, adapt, and win in the toughest environments. It's a pilot's dream, responsive, reliable, and ready for anything. Whether it's dogfighting at low altitude or evading missiles, the Gripen E delivers. In a world of expensive, delicate jets that spend more time in the hangar than in the air, the Gripen stands out as the clever, practical choice. A jet that's as tough as it is smart. It's a machine built for the challenges of today and tomorrow. What's not to love about a fighter that's always ready for action? Gripen isn't just competing, it's rewriting the rules, and it's deeply satisfying to watch. Build a jet this clever, and the world takes notice. The Gripen's reputation for innovation, reliability, and cost-effectiveness is now echoing far beyond Sweden's borders. As global tensions rise and air forces look to modernize, countries are searching for alternatives that don't just match the old standards, but set new ones. Canada, long assumed to be locked into the F-35, is now reconsidering. Years of debate over cost overruns, delays, and political baggage have left decision-makers searching for a smarter solution, one that fits Canada's unique needs and budget. Saab is suddenly on the shortlist. The Gripen, once seen as an outsider, is now a serious contender for Canada's next-generation fighter fleet. This isn't just about jets, it's about reducing dependence on the US after years of political friction. Canada wants more control over its defense future, and the Gripen offers a path to greater independence. The Gripen offers Canada a NATO-compatible, top-tier fighter from a reliable non-US ally. It's a jet that can integrate seamlessly with allied forces, while giving Canada more say in its own defense strategy. With defense spending up, a Canadian Gripen fleet would shake the F-35's dominance. It would send a message that Canada is willing to break from tradition and invest in a fighter that's both advanced and affordable. Gripen isn't just another fighter, it's a statement that the old rules no longer apply. Deals with Canada or Peru would prove the Gripen is a real viable alternative to the old guard. It would show that nations can choose cutting-edge technology without breaking the bank or sacrificing sovereignty. If either signs on, it's a seismic shift in the market. The ripple effects would be felt across the global defense industry, forcing rivals to rethink their strategies. The Gripen is no longer the underdog, it's the disruptor. The world is watching, and the next move could change the future of air power. Buying fighter jets isn't just about hardware, it's about national investment, industry, and pride. Saab gets this. Their export strategy is about building partnerships, not just selling planes. For Peru, the offer isn't just jets, it's industrial cooperation, technology transfer, and local jobs. Parts of the Gripen would be built in Peru by Peruvians, creating a domestic high-tech industry. This gives buyers real independence, unlike the F-35, which keeps you tied to US suppliers. With the Gripen, you become the master of your own fleet. Saab's deals often include investments in unrelated sectors, boosting the broader economy. The benefits ripple far beyond the airbase. Competitive price, fast delivery, local jobs, and tech transfer make the Gripen package irresistible. It's a holistic, long-term vision for defense. While rivals focus on transactions, Saab builds relationships. That's why the Gripen is shaking up the market. NATO fighter procurement used to be predictable. Buy American for maximum interoperability. But Sweden's entry into NATO and the Gripen E's capabilities are changing the game. The Gripen is now a NATO fighter, offering a compelling non-US alternative. Many NATO countries want strategic autonomy, not total dependence on Washington. The Gripen E is fully NATO compatible but comes from a non-US supplier, letting nations diversify. Its ruggedness, able to operate from short damaged runways, is perfect for Europe's frontline states. The Gripen is built for resilience and real-world conflict. Its success would strengthen Europe's defense industry and inject competition into a stagnant market. The one-horse race is over. The game has changed. The Gripen E is now a serious global contender, not just a niche choice. Its core idea cutting-edge capability without bankrupting your country or surrendering independence. If Canada or Peru chooses the Gripen, it will shatter the myth of American jet invincibility. These wins would make the Gripen a global benchmark for smart, cost-effective air power. As budgets tighten and threats grow, demand for affordable, adaptable jets will soar. The Gripen E is perfectly positioned for this new era. Its blend of advanced tech and rugged design makes it uniquely versatile. Sweden's bold decision has unlocked new strategic possibilities for the West. The Gripen is more than a jet. It's a symbol of a new era where brains, not just budgets, win. The skies are about to get a lot more interesting.